Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a very special live edition here of Red Sox postgame. Brendan and I are coming at you here tonight because we felt it was appropriate to talk about the Red Sox because they are a team that's exciting and fun and enjoyable and everything we always hope for right now. We're getting August baseball, Brendan, right now, where you're looking at a team that actually has a pulse, that is exciting, that has players that want to play the game the right way. I'm intrigued. I will put it there. I want to welcome Brendan in again. The Red Sox won tonight against the Kansas City Royals, 6-5. The other reason we're here too is because this is the team the Red Sox are going neck and neck with right now within the wild card. And right now, the Red Sox are just a half a game behind the Royals. They did take the overall series tonight, so head-to-head and tiebreakers and everything, it goes the Red Sox way. I don't think we've been able to say that for quite some time, Brendan. Welcome in.
Yeah, Nick, I mean, the past couple years coming off the trade deadline, the team has really fallen off a cliff. Right now, they are a team revitalized and fighting. Garcia definitely didn't have the best showing tonight, but the team responded. They won in a big way. Jansen in the 8th and 9th, getting the last 4 outs was huge. And we were talking about tiebreakers just now. They took care of Seattle in a big fashion. That's another team that's right in there. And now Kansas City is the one that we've all had our eyes on all year about whether the Red Sox can take care of them. And they do in a huge way tonight. If they lost this series, if they got swept, you would have been 5.5 out.
Yep.
Goodbye season if you lose those last 2 games.
Yeah, it's the sad truth of the reality there, Brendan. And this series was circled on my calendar here as kind of your figuring out destination party on where you're heading. Are you going to be packing it in, or are you going to be continuing to progress here and give this thing a whirl on being wild card or figuring out what's going to happen here in the division? Because we all know the Yankees and even the Orioles have gone down quite a bit since the Red Sox have started their June and everything. And in some portions of July, of course, were good. And then there was a little bit of a shaky stretch where the All-Star break came and all. But the Red Sox got some pieces at the deadline. We were last with you when we talked about picking up Lucas Sims from the Reds. And so far, he's looked great as a Red Sox, and he's in my number one circle of trust. I was a little surprised that Cora elected to go with Luis Garcia tonight because Sims has been just so automatic. I think that guy is going to be somebody that we really like quite a bit. Luis Garcia has been roughed up ever since he's been here, so I still need to see a little bit more, but I don't want to put him into a situation yet again without like a lead we had tonight, that 6-3 cushion. A 1-run lead or something like that, as I was tweeting earlier here tonight, I'm going to hold my breath.
Yeah, it definitely looks shaky right now with Garcia. It's going to take some time. I mean, he's painting the zone, but he's giving up hits. He's giving up a lot of contact, and he's getting roughed up a lot. Meanwhile, Sims is doing his job. You know, he's getting at jams. He's getting the double play ball, pitch to contact, trust the infield defense. And that was a huge pickup so far. Right now, a big part of this game and the Red Sox current streak of greatness, I got to talk about the DH. I mean, this was a situation where I thought it was time that this was going to kill them.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty.
When they didn't get the right-handed bat to platoon with Yoshida, and he was in this at-bat today, I was like, this is it. This is where it cost them, this game right here, right now. And Yoshida gets a big hit. I think it was in the 6th or 7th. It was really what broke the game open and got the Red Sox in.
He had a big home run as well tonight. He had the big home run, and then he had the 2-run single that gave the Red Sox the 6-3 cushion at the time. But yeah, I'm so glad you mentioned Yoshida because we had him written off. I had him DFA'd. I had him out of here. I wanted Justin Turner. I'll be completely honest with you with it. And Yoshida has silenced every critic out there, and I got to give this guy credit. We were ruthless with him, saying that he was done. This was a horrible Bloom signing. You're going to be stuck with this contract. The guy's delivering. And this is the stuff where if we say something and we're wrong, I want to see this team succeed. We've talked about this before. I want to see the guy come through in the clutch and deliver and do things that warranted him being here in the first place. And that's right there was what we saw. Yeah. Brian Bayo. Oh, go ahead if you want to finish the Yoshida thing. Then I want to go to Bayo.
Yeah, my last point on Yoshida, I think he learned that he needs to hit over 300 to have a spot on the roster with his defense. So he needs to hit over 300. He's hitting 339 in the last 15, and he's had multiple hit games. So it's been huge out of him, and he's turned a new leaf right here at the turn of All-Star.
I think he's also in the 280 range right now, batting average and everything. And yep. I love the fact that you just mentioned the whole thing with when it matters, with runners in scoring position. He is just, you want him in those places. That was almost like Justin Turner-esque last year, where it mattered. And that was his number 3 hole. And now you're seeing Yoshida, take all the pressure away because you have so much trust and everything with him. Again, it's right now. We want this to continue, of course.
Definitely.
I want to talk about Brian Bayo because I don't know if someone was being too critical on what I was saying on Twitter and everything tonight, but for the person that was, he doesn't deserve a reference. But I just want to mention that from my personal perspective and from my analysis of what I see with Brian Bayo, you see a guy that gets agitated and frustrated at every single thing that goes wrong, whether the ball's outside the zone, whether the batter doesn't foul off a pitch, whether something doesn't go his way. He crumbles like a cookie. This is the reason why Bayo is not doing great this season. And let's honestly be real here. We're lucky he escaped without any other damage other than those 3 runs that were given up, because Bernardino's pitch that he had, I was holding it in there a little bit with that long warning track fly out that ended the threat in the 5th inning. But Bayo has his moments of great or good, and then things just unravel. I said that I think that it is in the Red Sox best interest. I don't know if they're doing this with him yet or not, but I feel like he needs a mental, like a positivity coach that just gets him into the right moment on the mound. Forget the negativity. Block out the noise. Focus on the now. Focus on the pitch. Focus on each thing you can control. And I think that would get Bayo into a better spot than he is right now. Because right now I see a guy that can lose it at any given moment. Worse than Eduardo Rodriguez back in the day. Do you remember Eddie, when he threw the glove and everything in the World Series game and stuff like that, where he could just lose it and he could just unravel at any moment. I don't want to see that happen to Bayo. I want him to progress and be poised and be just a freak of nature on the mound and just do great things.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of it comes back to the media narrative of crowning him the next Pedro Martinez. Yep. You know the amount of pressure that you put on the kid, and God forbid, sophomore year, here we are, and he's imploding all the time. So I mean, I saw it coming. We saw it coming last year, and this is where we are now. We need to let him be Brian Bayo instead of forcing him to be Pedro Martinez. I'm so sick of talking about that, but that's why he has these issues. I think they need to take care of him. If they're going to go anywhere, they need to take care of him, and Cutter needs to have a big game tomorrow. Cutter's on tomorrow. He needs to be. I'm
nervous on this, Brendan. I'm just going to be honest here with you. There's been way too many home runs given up with him, and this is something they got to fix badly. I mean, even Bayo tonight let up the home run.
Yep.
The long ball is a big problem here for this team. So Andrew Bailey needs to figure it out with this crew, get them to buy into whatever system or approach they got to do, and let's keep the ball in the damn yard, please.
Honestly, Cutter's given up 12 home runs since he come back from the All-Star breaks.
He set a record last time out for most home runs in a span given up in baseball history. Not good. You don't want to be on that list.
No. So I know that kid has a lot of filthy stuff, so he just needs to paint the zone the way he does, and just avoid the barrel of the bat. Right now, he's just letting it hang, and he's giving up bombs left and right. No more of that.
The play of the game. And there's a reason I didn't bring this up yet. Play of the game. Do you know what the play of the game was? Because I know what the play of the game was, but I want to make sure you know what the play of the game was.
I mean,
you know how to swim, right?
Oh, I know.
Dom Smith with the belly flop in to home plate with the arm slide getting in there. Woo! That guy needed a hose after he got in. Get the respirator ready for him. What a call, though, what a call by Alex Cora, I must say. What a call. Because someone, obviously, we know with the replay. I think I'm going to lose Brendan after that call right there. Was that good? Did I really get you on that?
I mean, this team is so athletic. It's so fast. They just fly down the bases. And then you see Dom Smith just chugging down.
Belly flops in. Reminds me of Frosty the Snowman. You know the animated Christmas cartoon? Going right down the hill. Woo!
Oh, my God.
I'll be back on Christmas Day.
That was absolutely hilarious. And
the
challenge.
But the challenge, I mean, I got to give credit to obviously replay for the Red Sox and everything too, because they saw something. They saw that the arm got in for the tag and that got relayed to Cora, and Cora said, time out. We're going to challenge this. And everybody looking around like, why are you challenging that? Like, he's out. And then all of a sudden, Mike Monaco and Will Middlebrooks, shout out to them. Yep. Mike Monaco should be the number one announcer on this Red Sox team. Absolutely. What an enjoyable call that it is. Didn't put me to sleep.
And Middlebrooks destroys Euclid like every day.
Yeah, Middlebrooks is doing a really nice job from everything. But again, back to the replay here. When Alex Cora makes the play, makes the call and everything on it, and the call was reversed, and the Red Sox ended up going up 4-3 at that time. And that's what led to the Yoshida big 2-run single. Without that swim move by Mr. Smith going in there.
Yeah. No, I know.
We are either tied or we could have lost this game. So I'm very happy to see that call went the Red Sox way and they got the job done.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my final point is the Sox left them loaded the inning before you hit that single. I thought it was going to be back-to-back, leave them loaded, and I thought that's how you lose that game. But he gets that clutch single at the end there. Big game for him. Got to build on it.
So, again, you said Cutter Crawford goes tomorrow and everything for the Red Sox. Again, the Royals are a very good team pitching-wise, especially starting rotation. They've got all guys that are in either low threes or very high, high twos kind of ERA. A guy that threw tonight was Seth Lugo, a guy the Red Sox wanted this offseason, and they just didn't have enough money, cheapskate Red Sox, to bring Seth Lugo here to town. But that's what it is. But in that, another big game here tomorrow night, again at 8 o'clock. Before we wrap, again, we didn't really talk much from this weekend and everything that happened with the team. They played the Rangers. They took 2 of 3. The Saturday game was a little shaky, but they did get the Friday game. Again, that was a kind of a nail-biter that went down there in Arlington. But they did get to Evaldi on Sunday, which surprised me very much so. And the Red Sox were able to take 2 or 3 from a Rangers team that they were the World Series champs last year. This year, it's been a little different because of the injury bug and everything. But still, quality major leaguers on that club. Great manager and everything, Bruce Bochy over there. So they got the job done there, and now they're taking care of business with the Royals up ahead, just so we can see the forecast. It's still dark and stormy this week with our weather here in Boston, but for the Red Sox, they'll be coming back home Friday to face the Astros. There's a team that has always been very good, and there's I would say, quite a little bit of a rivalry, if not between those two clubs. So that's a big series here this weekend. And then, of course, we got the Orioles upcoming, more of the Rangers, of course, for next week too. And then it's a tough schedule for this month of August. So they got to get through these dog days big time.
It is, and it's playoff series for them, really. Like,
yeah,
they have to win every series to scratch in this wild card. They're half a game out. They gotta play competitive baseball the whole way through. That's why we're here. We're here to enjoy it.
Any other things that we wanted to mention before we wrap?
Really, I mean, James Paxton looked a lot better in his second.
That was last night. Yep, I absolutely will say the same. Six innings he gave you, which was great.
That was huge. You need that out of your left starter. Then you need Cutter and Tanner to get going. Those.
Mm-hmm. The good thing was
Nick lost connection.
No, you're there. I still see you. You always have your lovely phone things with you. Nick Pivetta actually had a really good game for Thursday, for Thursday night too. So we're gonna wrap here, and we'll hope the Red Sox can take care of business again on tomorrow night against the Royals. That'll wrap that series, and then we will see what happens against the Astros for the next series. We hope everybody has a good night. Once again, the Red Sox win by a final score of 6-5 against the Royals. We will see you all soon. Have a good night.